connect the dots that I don't hear other people connecting, so I can be relevant when I'm with you. And so when people say, how did Donald Trump become president? Like, how did that happen? I say, I'm surprised it took this long for someone like him to become president. And I'm amazed it didn't happen in the 90s. And it just shows you that America's not so bad. We staved off a fake populist autocrat for that long. And so on the campaign trail, I watched him. And I talk to people for a living. I know when someone's making a connection with an audience. I know it. And I watched him. I said, you're winning. You're getting laughs. Hell, I just laughed. That was so disgusting. You made me laugh. And people ask me, every interviewer, do you think Trump will be president? I said, it's possible. They said, no. I said, yeah. They said, how? I said, never bet your money on the American electorate. We don't travel. We don't want to travel. We don't like books. We don't get good education. We don't know. We don't want to know. And we are proud of our ignorance fairly often. And so here comes this guy. Now, what I noticed on the first day, and I never saw any of these people talking about it. I couldn't sleep after that guy became president. I'm like, wow, what a bummer. So I watched TV. And I watched him make his acceptance speech. And I realized this guy has no plan. This guy didn't think he was going to win. It's the only time I saw him short for words. Like, thanks. It's going to be great. Oh no. He looks like a guy looking at a wave in the ocean that's about to smash him. He only wanted to run. He didn't think he was going to win. And suddenly this guy is the president. And so I watch, and I realized one thing about this guy. And I'm assuming that all of you are streetwise. You look pretty streetwise to me. And that's not a put down. I'm just saying, you've probably seen a few things come and go. The President of the United States has no street smarts whatsoever. He got rolled by his new wife. She's a woman from a very hard part of the world. Slovenia, tough, tough, tough. She got out, she's smart. I have nothing against her. She got into America, she sees this man and went, well, I can always wash my mouth out with Stolian Prozac, and she went for it. So, Trump got played by his new wife. Trump got played by Paul Manafort. Trump got played by Vladimir Putin, and Trump got played by Kim Il-sung. And so, the first tell where I knew he was going to get played by like a violin is the other day, and I never saw anyone talk about this, and I know I'm not crazy. When they sent in the delegation to butter up Pompeo and Trump, they gave Trump this big envelope of some card, like a Christmas card from Kim Il-sung to Kim Il-sung. No, sorry, that's the first guy, Kim Jong-un. And so they gave him this big card, and it looks like you don't take me seriously. But you take me less seriously if I walked on stage with a bow tie this big and went, hey, you're like, nope, you're a clown. When you give someone a card, a president of another country, and the card is this big, you're playing the person you're giving the card to like a fool. And so a smarter president, like the last one, he wouldn't have even let that card be in the view of the camera because he knows it's a setup. Trump knows that if he shows the front of the card, it just looks like a manila envelope. But if he shows the back, it looks like a big stupid thing with 4 feet of glue that no one is ever going to put their tongue to. And he holds up like, see, I got a big note from a big leader because I'm a big leader. And the fact that he did that in Pyongyang, they're all falling off their chairs laughing because they knew they had a sucker. The card is just a thing they're floating out to see what a rube the President of the United States is. And he is. And he got played. And so now I live in a country with a guy who sticks up for people who make a country into a series of gulags. And so, how do I know anything about North Korea? If you have ever suffered through any of my shows before, you know I never, ever talk to you about countries I've never been to. I don't do it. Because if I've never been, I'm not going to talk about it except one day I'm going to go there. So the time I was in North Korea, all I saw was, it's a few years ago, all I saw was hungry, terrified people and a really scary government. But mostly hungry, terrified people. And so the idea of blowing these people up or coming in with magic democracy and making everything better, it's not going to work. And so the point of all this is that this century is yours. Last century is mine. I'm now turning 60. My job is to clear the lane for you. And so this is why I tell you this stuff. And so you can look down at the people south of you, and you can see these people being led by an idiot. And I don't know if this guy is a psychopath or he has great compartmentalization skills, because I don't think he fully understands how much trouble he is really in. Because he just seems to be, everything's great. Really? You are screwed, and your family is screwed, because you're all suckers. My advice, spend as much time as you can on the streets of any city you live in. Keep your eyes open and learn a thing or two, and don't end up like a sucker like the President of the United States. Also, a teeny tiny, very quick apology for having my idiot president come to your country and insult your prime minister. And I know you might like the guy, you might not like the guy, that's up to you. But it's not for a leader of a country that shares a border with another country to come into said country and be a jerk off. It's just not the thing to do. And so, as you know, Trump and his idiot fans want to build a wall between Mexico and America and have the Mexicans pay for it. It's never going to happen. Here's what I'd like all of you to advocate for. All of you have Justin on speed dial, right? You call him Justin. Contact Justin and start having build the wall rallies. I want you to build a wall between America and Canada and have America pay for it. Do it, just do it. You'll let me in, because we're cool. But the rest of them, trust me, they have guns and they don't read. They're really scary. And so, I just want to tell you briefly about some of the things